Hi there, it's Charlie again. I know I said I'd probably be getting a video out within a week or two after I made my initial video, but that turned out to not be the case, obviously. Um, I went to the US for 2 weeks to visit my family and have a road trip, and then I got back here and was experiencing some stomach issues and kind of got a little sidetracked, but I haven't forgotten. So, what I wanted to talk about today um, is actually kind of a thought that I just had recently, um, and that is about respecting yourself and not letting yourself be trampled upon or returning to some kind of emotionally or physically even abusive relationship. I have no experience with physical abuse. I've never been physically abused in my life. But I would say that I have been emotionally abused, and not even necessarily in a romantic relationship. I mean, actually, by my parents, by my dad, um, after I came out, and continue, like, even 7 years later. Um, Yet I keep going back and I keep allowing myself to be, in a way, his punching bag, if you will. Um, and I think I don't fight back for a multitude of reasons. A, I don't have anything to yell and scream about. I mean, I do get angry, um, but I've just seen him and I've seen the way my grandfather reacted, and I don't need to be like them. B, I don't feel the need to force people to accept the way I feel or believe the things I believe by being loud and intimidating them into it. I'd rather they use their own intellectual powers to reach those kinds of conclusions. Um, and I don't mind being challenged because I'm grounded well enough in my facts that I know I can stand on my own 2 feet. Um, and I just try to maintain peace in the family to a certain degree. I do a lot of this also for my mom, and the reason I would tolerate my grandpa a lot back in the day was for my grandma. Just he would have fits about everything, about if he just basically didn't get his way. It was kind of pathetic, really. But my thought for today is definitely respect yourself and don't let yourself get burned all the time like that. I mean, I go home to the US sometimes and my dad's like, you know, are you a whole person? Meaning, are you straight yet? Because you'll never be a whole until you find a woman to complete you, because apparently that's all there is to life. Um, and I mean, he said very hurtful things to me over the years, and then he'll tell me that I'm not his son, but then the next time he sees me, we'll act like everything's okay, and like he'll like treat me like an emotional punching bag, and then not say anything about it, and still expect me to just do everything that like a son should do, and um, it's very unhealthy, and I've never done anything to stop it, but I had a dream recently, because I have decided after 5 years of Germany that I will be moving back to the US in about 6 months. Um, and if I don't find a job right away, I will move back home. But I had a dream, and I actually wrote it down here in my journal. It was one of those rare experiences where I used the voice recorder and I dictated it directly into my phone, and then I read what I had just said, and it was like new to me because I think it was really what my subconscious felt and wanted to feel. And it was just kind of like a very short out of body experience, or like feeling like I had really connected with myself. And I just like to read it to you real fast, and you can extrapolate whatever points out of it you would like. So, I had the weirdest dream about my parents' cruelty and unacceptance about me being gay, and how it was burning my skin off, literally, in my grandma's basement. My cousin came and tried to help me out, but she didn't know how. But then my skin dried and crusted over, and I lived, and it went away actually rather quickly. But it kept happening, and even though it went away every time, it never stopped happening whenever they would be mean to me about it. It was a weird dream. And then I dreamt something about losing my apartment keys here in Munich as I was trying to give them back to the landlord. And I only had two out of the three, but then I found the third one, and it was okay. It was like it was telling me that it's okay to leave Munich, but not to go home and get burnt again. So, what I took from that, it took me a long time to accept also that it's time to go home. It's a big life decision. After 5 years here, it's time to go back to the US. But it's not time, it's never time again to go and be in a place where you're emotionally not comfortable, where you are emotionally restricted, where you get spoon-fed things and you accept them and don't stand up for yourself just to maintain some false sense of peace, or that everything's hunky-dory, because it's not hunky-dory if you're not feeling okay, and you need to know that for yourself. So yeah, my big message for today, I guess, is don't get burnt and don't allow yourself to be emotionally abused in that kind of way, because you do have value and you're not wrong for liking whatever sex you prefer. And nobody should be able to tell you otherwise or make you feel less for that. So that's basically what I wanted to say today, and I will talk with you all later. Until next time, Charlie.